Hello, this is Sweet June again. You notice I don't have my glasses on. Decided to take them off. Hope I don't scare you guys too much. No, just kidding. Anyway, this time, this blog, I think I want to talk about. Like I said, I wanted to address a few women's issues, and this blog. I also read another book that was a really wonderful, interesting book. It's by a white sister. Forgot her name, but she was on The Bachelor, and she was actually on two shows. She was on The Bachelor, and she was on The Bachelorette show. And make a long story short, she dumped both of the guys. Everybody was calling her crazy, stupid, or whatever, and she was basically saying that these guys wasn't right for her. She had to let them go because it just wasn't right for her. And so that's what I'm talking about. It's better to be single than to settle. You know, that's basically what her name of her book is, what she was talking about. And you know, I believe that 100% too. And read the book, and it was really enlightening. Very enlightening book, very encouraging book for single women. Get a chance, get out there and read it. I believe in that 100%. I think society is really hard on women. We live in a very sexist society. I don't know about you other ladies out there, but I think the United States, this is such a sexist country. I think we live in a very sexist society. And if a woman doesn't have a mate, particularly by a certain age, people must be thinking maybe something wrong with her, or she got issues, or it's crazy. And no wonder women feel the pressure to have a mate. It's so wonder that women feel pressure to have a mate because of the way society are so hard on single women. You know, it's particularly if you're single at a certain age, then it's viewed as what's wrong with you, you know, or is you crazy, or something wrong with you, or whatever. And but believe it or not, there's a lot of good women out here that are single. A lot of good women that are single. But a lot of women, you get to a place in your life to where you learn your worth, and you know what you deserve, and you have standards, and you know what you need and what you're looking for in a man, not willing to compromise that. And that's a wonderful thing to have. And that's what she was talking about in the book, and I agree 100%. It's better to be single than to settle, you know, for something that, you don't, someone that's not meeting up to your standards, or someone that you're not compatible. And in her case, she just wasn't compatible with the guy. She wasn't connecting. Wasn't compatible. They were great guys, but she just wasn't connecting with them. She just wasn't feeling them. People was calling her crazy, and strangers walking up to her, and I think that showed a lot of strength on her part to do that. In society that says that, oh well, you're a certain age, you should be married, or should have a man or something. It's just ridiculous. It's crazy. I think that we're socialized, as a society. We are socialized that women, if a woman don't have a man, particularly by a certain age, she's, I wonder what's wrong with her, and especially for black women, it's really not unusual for a black woman to be single at a certain age because our marital rates are so low. And of course, that's another blog. But I do think it's important for women to, if a man is not meeting up to your standards, or there's no compatibility there, or no chemistry, then there's no reason for you to be with him. You're doing him a disservice, and you're doing yourself a disservice. He deserves to be with somebody that he's, that really is crazy about him, wants to be with him. You deserve to have somebody that you want to be with. So it works both ways. And I know, it's, a lot of women, like I talked about in my other blog, don't really want to be alone. Some women are actually afraid to be alone. And there's nothing wrong with being single. The Bible actually talks about singleness as being a blessing. But you'd rather be single than to settle for someone that is just not right for you. And a lot of women do. They, sometimes in a situation where they might get with somebody because this man has money. And that's, just because someone has money doesn't mean that he's the right man for you. He could be a millionaire. But if he's not the right man for you, money don't make you happy. The only way you can be happy with money is if you got love to accompany that money. I say, I like to have both, little money, little love. But, go shopping, live in a beautiful home and all that stuff. That stuff only gonna take you so far. But at the end of the day, if you with someone that you don't love and you're not connecting with, or he's just not right for you, there's gonna be an empty void in your heart. So it's just not worth it. And especially to go as far as to get married, marriage is a very serious commitment. It's a very serious commitment. It's a lifelong commitment. So, my thought is, if I'm going to spend the next 25 to 30 years with somebody, I want to spend it with somebody that I want to be with, that I'm vibing with, that I'm connecting with, and that I feel like this man has the qualities that, I can, because, nobody's perfect, there's deal breakers, and then there's, if the man got some things going on that you feel like you can live with, then you can roll with it, then that's good. Nobody's perfect. You can't expect perfection in a man. But at the same time, you just, we have standards. And now I don't think it's right for a woman's standards to be too high. Some women have unreasonably high standards. And to where it's virtually impossible for any man to meet up to those standards. And it's just ridiculous. You gotta, ladies, you gotta be reasonable. You have to be reasonable. And you gotta realize you're not perfect. So how you expect the man to be? We're imperfect. We have imperfection. So how can we expect a man to be perfect? Man is not gonna be perfect. And some women are just, some women have a list and they got like 200 and some things on the list. That's just ridiculous. And that man has to meet every last one of those requirements. Ladies, that's just crazy. The basic things that I look for is I look at the man's character. What type of character does he have? What type of values does he have? Does he have God in his life? Is he trying to get God in his life? I mean, in my case, I'm a Jehovah's Witness, so I have to find someone that I'm spiritually yoked with. Does his values, his character, those are some of the things the main qualities that you should be looking for. Everybody wants somebody that's halfway easy on the eyes. Nothing wrong with that. But the main things you should be looking for: his personality, his character. Is he respectful? What type of values does he have? Does he have God in his life? Or is he trying to get God in his life? Those type of things. And don't hurt to do a little criminal check either, if you know what I mean. Don't hurt to do a little background check. Google them or do something. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But those are some of the things that you need to be looking for. And there's nothing wrong with wanting a man to be financially stable. I like to have somebody that's financially stable. But that shouldn't be the main thing, the first thing on your list. Because if he's got, he could be rich, but he could be a rich jerk. You want a rich jerk? You want a rich woman beater? You want a rich man, but he's calling you every name in the book? running around cheating on you and stuff. You want that? So sometimes we have to be careful what we ask for. You know, some women say, well, I want me a man got some money. Be careful what you ask for. You might get that. But then he could be a cheater. He could be a liar. He can be abusive. You know, all them clothes and stuff and shoes and beautiful home and everything don't mean nothing if he going upside your head. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, women go for the bling, but you got to think of sometimes it comes with a price. You know, sometimes you have to pay a price, and sometimes that price is your life. You know, physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. You know, you don't want to put your life up on the auction block like that. So I mean, you know, if you can't, you meet somebody, you ladies out here dating, and you know you're meeting guys that you know you have certain standards and not meeting up to the standards, or you're just not connecting with them, or you don't have the chemistry with them, then you know, just be friends or whatever. I mean, you know, it's nothing wrong with being single. You know, people, you know, sometimes want to talk about me. You know, so I'm in my 40s and I'm still single, and people make little comments, very insensitive, very insensitive. I think it's very insensitive for people to make comments about a woman being single at a certain age. It's very insensitive. You know, it's nothing wrong. You know, people act like being single is a fatal disease. It's not a fatal disease. You know, sure, I love to be married. You know, I love to be married, but it has to be right. You know, I have to be with someone that's right for me, someone I'm connecting with, someone that's got the qualities and the things that I'm looking for. You know, and you know, because I actually was dating a guy that, you know, he was a nice guy, but we just wasn't connecting. There was no connection there, and I had to let him go. You know, he was disappointed, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't be with someone that I wasn't connecting with. So I can understand what the sister was talking about in this book. I can understand what she was talking about. Because if it doesn't, ladies, if it don't feel right, then don't do it. You know, don't be afraid of being alone. It's nothing. You know, God got your back. We gotta look to God. He's there for us. You know, yeah, and it's hard being alone. I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna front. It's very difficult being alone, but you can do it. But we can do it. We can be alone, and we got God. You know, we can turn to God and call out to Him when we need Him, Jehovah God, because that's what He's there for. But you'd rather be alone than settle. Don't settle. Don't settle for something that you know you deserve more. And like I said in my other blog, it goes back to knowing your worth as a woman. As women, we have to know our worth, knowing what you deserve. And there's a lot of men out here. You gotta watch them. They're abusive, mentally, physically. You know. Come on, ladies. Can't do it. You know, you got to hold out. It's hard. It's very difficult. But it's better to be single than to settle. In the long run, it is. You got peace of mind. You have peace. You got peace of mind. Your self-respect, your dignity. Those things are worth their weight in gold. And I know I'm learning how to, you know, get some enjoyment out of my singleness. It's very difficult for me. Very difficult. But I'm learning. All right, might talk further into this. Sweet June 2010.